Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mama and the Beg Brigade. Hope y'all are having a good Monday, October 17th. Whew, I hadn't done much today. Watched TV and crocheted on these little girl blankets. Trying to make some progress. Took a shower just a little while ago. Got all cleaned up for y'all. So no hat needed for today. My hair is laying right because I washed it. Lots of fun. But I did have some newer crochet ideas that I wanted to run by y'all. You know, I'm making that cardigan for my mother, that hexagon cardigan. I'm making a couple of them for her. One that probably won't be ready till Mother's Day next year. I'm sorry, Mama. It's just tedious. Sometimes it just takes a little while, and I keep picking up new projects, and I have the whip-itis, and I think I have ADD. But I'm gonna sit back here just a little bit and crochet and talk to y'all. Multitask. But anyway, I seen this this girl on Instagram. I don't know. I can't remember. I think her thing is Blemish. I think that's the thing. I think that's her name. Her name on there is called something Blemish. But which I don't think she's American. I could be wrong, because she doesn't really say on her page if she's American or not. But she's got the most cool boho chic patterns and designs for her sweaters that I've ever seen. She mixes the hexagon cardigan pattern with granny squares. She takes and puts granny squares along the top, the top of the shoulders, and then along the back seam, and seams the hexagon cardigan together with strips of granny squares. And don't you know, my brain was firing on all cylinders when I saw that. The possibilities and the color combinations are endless. I think that's when I posted that on my community tab about it being 4 a.m. when inspiration strikes, because the possibilities are just endless on what you could do with that sort of thing. It just, wow, just wow. Because, I just bought all that red yarn, and I have all this yarn that Cheryl sent me. So, of course, unfortunately, I have more projects in my head than my hands are capable of accomplishing. I have carpal tunnel in both hands and wrist, all the way up to the elbow. And so if I over crochet, I get swollen and it gets painful. Now I do have some ointment that I put on them, and that helps, and then ibuprofen and Aleve help. But what it boils down to is I can't go as full tilt on the crochet as I would like to. Sorry. So the projects that I have in my head and the things that I would like to accomplish will take a while, because and just so y'all know, I found another ball of variegated. This is a pink multi. This is Mainstay's pink multi that I used on a shawl that I made way earlier this year. Way earlier. It was a pink and white one that and I had actually sent this to Mama Sue, and she gave it to her mother. It was a pink and white granny stitch shawl, and I did it with this pink and white multi and regular white yarn, and she ended up, I sent it to her for her, but it was too small, and so this is what was left out of the yarn that I had for that, and now I'm using it for these Boggy Creek blankets. So anyway, just figured I'd let y'all know what I'm using. I'm working on these Boggy Creek lap blankets, these granny square blankets. When I get done with these, then I'm start Johnny's green one, and I will go over the yarn that I'll be using for his blanket with y'all when I start that. I'm using he likes a really bright green, and so I have a bright a variegated color that I'm gonna be using along with a spring green color. And he helped me yesterday go through the bins, the totes, and get everything together for his blanket, so that when I finish these two, when I get these two as big as I'm gonna need to get them, that I have his yarn already out. And I put the red yarn up since I'm not going to fool with that until I get Mama's cardigan done. So once I get these blankets and that cardigan done, I'll start on his blanket and another cardigan. So I'm just trying to prioritize. But I got to get something done. This is wearing on me. I did take a shawl. I don't know, some of y'all newbies might not know this, but back when I first started crocheting, I did this other shawl that with some Red Heart variegated. The colorway was that wildflower. It was wildflower, and then I used some big twist. And I kind of called it a peacock shawl because it kind of was in peacock colors. And it was kind of like granny stitch, but it had some double crochets in there. And I just kind of was playing basically. So it was kind of my own little design that I did. And I didn't know what to do with the shawl because I just hadn't had occasion to. I was going to keep it kind of for myself. But his little voice, and then I noticed, like, this lady down the road that sits on her porch sometimes, and I keep waving at her, but she hadn't waved back because I guess she couldn't see me in my van. I don't know. My windows are tinted, so it's possible that she didn't see me. But but I did notice that she was smallish, and she was sitting on her porch and I was like, oh, it's fixing to get cool. But I don't want her to not be able to enjoy sitting on her porch. And so when John and I went, where did we go? When we went to the store, Saturday? Saturday. Yeah, when we went to the store Saturday, because we didn't go anywhere yesterday. But when we went to the store Saturday, I stopped by there and knocked on her door, and she's like, who's there? And I'm like, it's your neighbor. And so she just told me to come in, and then I told her I was her neighbor from down the road, that I just wanted her to have the shawl so that, when the weather gets cooler, that she could actually still sit on the porch if she wanted to. And so I gave her the shawl. And hopefully, she's a real small woman, maybe 100 pounds soaking wet, real little. And so she was all huddled up on the couch under a blanket, so I'm thinking she didn't feel well because she didn't get up to answer the door. She just had her glass screen door closed. Her big door wasn't closed. Like she might do that all the time. This is a relatively safe neighborhood, so I'm sure that's something that she's used to doing. And she was older than me, probably in her mid-50s. I'd say probably at the oldest. At the oldest, she was probably in her mid-50s. But I don't know. I felt led to do that. I felt the good Lord wanted me to give that to her, And probably in the future, I'll probably take a blanket to her, make her a blanket and take it to her. And I just think it's good to do that for your neighbors, just to, spread the yarny love, so to speak. You can't keep everything you make, for goodness sakes. You know what I'm saying? You just can't keep everything. Because life's short. Spread it around. Spread your love around. Especially if the good Lord tells you to. So that's why I felt led to do that. And far be it for me to argue. And it wasn't doing anything sitting here. It wasn't being enjoyed by anybody here. I mean, not that I didn't enjoy making it. I enjoyed making it. I just wanted someone to enjoy wearing it. And I hope she will. It's very colorful, and I think that she will enjoy it because it's very colorful and bright and cheerful. So I think maybe she'll like that it's bright and cheerful, and it's got all those nice peacock colors. And Christmas is coming, so I may try to find something, hats or something, for my neighbors right here. I know it's an older gentleman and his wife, so I may try to take them something for Christmas. I don't know yet. I have not met them, but I may try to see what I got already made, or make them something. I don't know. Something kind of, I don't want to say generic, but, probably her a shawl, and I don't know what for him, but I'll figure something out. I got some hats already made up, so it probably maybe just some hats that I already have made up. That's probably what I'll do, is some hat and cowl set that I already have made up, since I don't know absolutely anything about them other than they have dogs chained up in their backyard. I really don't care for that fact, but what are you going to do? It's their dog in their yard, so that's totally their right to do that. I just don't much care for a dog to be stuck chained to a yard. I never did. Didn't like it when my uncle was doing it, and I certainly don't like that my neighbor does it. And bless his heart, he just barks at anything that moves. He's finally gotten used to my boys' scent. My dogs, he's done got used to their scent. So he doesn't bark when they go out there now. He did when they first got here. He'd bark every time they went out there. Yeah, I don't even know what the dog looks like. I only hear him. He sounds like a fairly big dog, like maybe as big as my boys. But it's hard to say. But I think if I was as prolific as a crocheter as I wanted to be, I would probably try to make those sweaters to sell. But unfortunately, I have to take regular breaks or my hands swell up to the point where I can't use them. When I first started crocheting, I was so gung-ho that I didn't realize I had carpal tunnel until my hands swelled up like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, because I was working on that big honking blanket that I did wheel, and I was using two strands of worsted weight yarn, and I was killing my hands and didn't realize it, because I was really new to crochet, and I was just so excited that I could crochet. And so I was double crocheting myself into oblivion. And next thing I know, my hands look like Michelin Man hands. They're so swollen. And so I went to my doctor, and he says, what have you been doing? And so I told him, and he says, my lady, you have carpal tunnel. He said, you've overworked your hands. And he said, have you ever done that kind of stuff before? And I said, no. I said, I just learned how to crochet. And he said, well, I'm not suggesting that you stop crocheting. He said, I'm just suggesting that you take frequent breaks. And he sent me to get braces for both hands. All of them. I have these braces that go all the way up to like right here. They go up to like right here. And they completely immobilize my hands. I can't do anything with them on. They're like fingerless gloves, you know. They come to about like right there. But you can't really maneuver in them. There's no crocheting. You cannot crochet with those things on. So I couldn't even tell you where those things are right now. Because I'm not gonna wear those. I'm just gonna take regular breaks and, you know, and do it that way. And that's what I do. I'll get to a point where my hands ache a little bit, and I'll just sit and watch. That's why I watch TV while I'm doing it, so that I can just sit and pause with the hook in my hand, and I'll just sit and pause and get into the show for a little while, and then pick it back up and start working. So I'll take me a little 10-15 minute break, and then I'll start working again. So that if it looks like it takes me a long time to do stuff, that's why, because I have to take breaks, or else I end up having to go get shots at the doctor's office. And who wants to go get a shot in the hip every time you turn around? Not this girl. I don't like to get shots, even though they definitely give you energy. When it gives you a steroid shot, one of them cortisone shots, you are fired up. And another thing it do is make you hungry. You come home and want to eat yourself, eat. Because it makes you hungry. But unfortunately, they don't work for very long. They reduce the swelling. That's which is the main thing. Which is the only thing I was worried about, is reducing the swelling in my hands, because it felt like I was, I don't know, doing something with them. It was not fun. So unfortunately, them's the breaks. I finally learned how to do something that I love so much, but at the same time, I have to pace myself, or else I end up with swollen hands. But I've started putting this, I'll thread it cream, this joint cream on them at night before I go to bed, and that seems to help too. So definitely not having none of that surgery that people talk about, people with carpal tunnel getting surgery in their for their hands. I don't want surgery. I'd rather just take frequent breaks and just keep doing it. And the good Lord will take care of me. He's not going to take crochet from me. He's not going to take it from Kayla either. Mama Kayla's having surgery on her hand Wednesday, so we need to continue to lift her up in prayer. You want me taking either the tip or the whole pinky. So it'll be a little while before she gets to crochet again. But that ain't gonna stop her. And who am I to sit here and whine about my swelling in my hands when she crochets with 5 fingers between 2 hands? Who the heck am I to sit here and whine about carpal tunnel with what she's going through? That's just crazy. And I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. That's why I put it. That's how I feel about it. I'm not really complaining about the carpal tunnel. I'm just explaining why I'm slow. Why it takes me longer to finish things. Because let me tell you, I'm super, super grateful to have all my fingers and toes. But I did want to come on here and do a little crochet and chat. Y'all can't even see what I'm doing. Oh goodness. But I am just a working away here. But I worked away for almost 20 minutes now. So I guess I should close this for today. I hope y'all have a good Monday evening. Johnny's in there baking us some chicken. We're going to have some baked chicken and some loaded instant mashed potatoes. And then I'll have the rest of that lemon cake that I didn't need but wanted so bad. But y'all know I love you, right? And with the anti-bullying video that I did over the weekend, I gained some subscribers. Initially I gained some subscribers, and I'm tickled to death about that. But then I lost a couple, which I'm not going to worry about. I think that's probably YouTube messing with my numbers again. But like I said in that video, it's okay if I grow slow. I'd better to have grown slow on my own merits and my own content than to grow based on some other false pretenses or whatever. However, other people get their channels to blow up really quickly by doing things that I can't afford to do. Maybe after the first of the year, they're supposed to go up on our disability checks. So maybe then I can do more giveaways and grow the channel a little better that way. I can't afford to do monthly giveaways right now, but hopefully in the future I will be able to. I'd like to be able to give back to y'all each and every month by giving y'all a chance to win some yarn or whatever else I may have. I know one thing, probably by the end of the week we're going to do some more purging of things. Not yarn. I'm not destashing right now. I probably will soon, but not now. I'm not destashing. I destashed before I moved, and I did it another trip of that here recently. I did it again. So there's no reason for me to destash right now. What I have is what I have. I have a whole tote devoted to give away yarn. So there's a whole tote of it, so that when I get ready to do giveaways, I have plenty of it set aside to do that. So there's that to look forward to. Since I do plan on doing another giveaway for Christmas, I had to start gathering my things for Christmas giveaway. Since we are nearing the second half of October, and then November will be upon us. And then so I don't know, I got to get to crack-a-lacking, right? At least that's what we say around here when we mean to get on with it and you get to crack-a-lacking. Snap to it, get to it. But yeah, I think me and Johnny will do some purging of household things and some of my old painting hobby. I'm thinking about just kind of I'm gonna get rid of some of my old paintings that I never could get rid of any other way. They're just probably gonna go in the garbage because I don't think any of it, a bunch of it is just not gonna ever. I'm never gonna do anything with some of them. So I'm just gonna get rid of a bunch of them, and so that I can try to rearrange this room and set some more stuff up. I am really sick of living in a room with half my belongings in boxes. So really, really tired of it, to be honest. But I love you all. I hope you all have a good night. I'm going to go in here and work on this little blanket some more, at least until my hands tell me I need to take a break. And then I'm going to eat dinner and probably go to bed early so that I can get out and run some errands tomorrow and take Mama to get her a new phone or whatever else she needs to do. But I love y'all. God bless you. And remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I will see you tomorrow.